beautiful, lovely world, is me, Queen Nightmare, and I am going to do, I think, well, you know what, I'm so antsy right now, I'm so sorry. Okay, guys, I found another one that we can do. It's called One Little Secret, and there's Drarry one-shots I am going to read you throughout these readings. Thank you for your patience, and it's called One Little Secret. It has a warning, not safe for work. Harry's POV. I twisted uncomfortably as my body doesn't stay still. I turn on my back as I stare at the roof of the boys' bedroom. I sigh, knowing that tonight I will not be sleeping. I sit up only to cause a head rush. I groan as I throw my legs over the side of the bed, and I slowly get up, not wanting to disturb the others with my late night walk. Yes, I know, it's against the rules. But, I mean, who's going to see me, right? Draco's POV. I sigh uncomfortably. It's happening again. I turn to look at the clock on the wall. 2:43 a.m. I sigh as I pop my head up against one. Ugh. Reached Potter running around, saving everyone, with his adorable face and nice plump thick lips that look so kissable. Those nice long fingers, they would be perfect to I look down only to be disappointed. A very noticeable tent in my boxers. My hand reaches down, slowly grasping my growing member. I slowly stroked my member. My breath quickens as I shudder. Harry, I stroke my member increasingly faster. I lean my head back against my pillow, his lips against mine as he grinds against me. I cover my mouth with my hand to muffle a moan of raw bliss that escapes my lips. His incredible lips moving onto my neck as his long fingers slowly stroke my member. Let out a muffled moan, I arc my back as I rub my thumb over the tip. Pleasure shot throughout my body, my hands shaking as I moan. A tear slipped out as I went over the edge, releasing into my hand. I try to steady my breaths. I grab a tissue to clean myself off with. I slowly sit up. I make my way out of the boys' bedroom. As I make it to the common room, my wool socks slide gracefully across the hardwood floor. Maybe a late night walk to get my mind in check. What's going to happen? Harry's POV. My shoeless feet pad noiselessly on the stone floor. My sweater pulled tightly around myself to keep me warm. Invisibility cloak in my right hand, I make my way down the hallway, only glancing down every so often at the map. My hands, I turn a corner as I see footprints make their way towards me. Draco Malfoy. I throw my cloak over myself as I walk towards Draco. My breath hitched as I stare at him. His beautiful blonde hair, messy as he swipes it away from his face. His beautiful gray eyes shine in the moonlight as pink lips slowly part as he lets out a shuddered breath. I couldn't stop myself from moving. My feet moved against the floor as I dropped the cloak, revealing myself. I was only inches from him. He stopped as the dark shade of the red pieced on his perfect cheeks. He chuckled. He looked at me with pure shock. Potter, what are you doing here at this hour? He said in a soft voice. Looking for you. His face turned more crimson as he lowered it to the floor. I took my finger, slowly lifting his chin so he sees my face. Every time we're alone, he huffs. I chuckle as I pulled him into a passionate kiss. He moans into it as as my hands roam his body that I've come to know so well. I swiped my tongue across his bottom lip, asking for permission. He granted as my tongue met with the warm walls. I backed up into a wall. He yelped as the cold cement touched his back. We both laughed in the kiss. I rested my forehead against his. Remember, this is our little secret. I slowly kissed him with all the love and passion I can muster. He chuckled. Yes, our little secret. Wow, that was a good one. Okay, next. Draco's POV. It's art class. I walked into art class and I swept my hair from my eyes as I looked around for an empty seat. My eyes set on one in the back next to a boy that never talks. He keeps to himself most of the time. I make my way to the back of the class and set myself next to the brown-haired boy. Hello, my name is Draco Malfoy. I smiled as I stick out my hand for him to shake. He looked at me as he gave me a half-hearted wave and looked back at his drawing. I sighed as I started taking things out of my bag. 1 week later, Harry's POV. This boy keeps sitting next to me, I thought. As I look back at my paper, he swipes his blonde hair from his eyes. I look down at the drawing of him I've been working on for days. I'm very proud of it. He's just so beautiful. Hey, what are you drawing? I blushed and I quickly closed my drawing book. Nothing! It came out more of a squeak than an actual voice. He chuckled as he gets up from his seat. Aw, come on. You're always drawing in that book. Why won't you just tell me what you're so interested in? He whines. I blush as he crosses his arms. He reaches down and slowly puts his hands on my drawing book. My grip tightens and I look up at him. His beautiful face is so amazing, perfect, as his lips slowly forms a pout as I loosen my grip on my book. I'm sorry. I place my book in my bag and I hear him sit in his desk with a sigh. It's fine. If you're not comfortable, I understand. The sound of the Velciro loosening its grip shot through my spine like electricity. All right, class. I look up at the teacher. I sigh as I lean my head against my hand. We're going to be working on our mid-year art assignment. There's no criteria. All you are doing is working in pairs. You have to show communication, also work as a team on a project. Once you're done with the assignment, you have to tell us how you made your piece of art. Great. Who am I going to work with? I don't have any friends in this class. I groaned as I looked around. And no, you will not be able to pick your partners. I have already done that for you, the teacher asked with a smirk. The whole class erupted into a fight of sighs of disagreement. Well, one thing I don't have to worry about. I thought my hand dropped to my drawing book on the table. I will tell you your partners. I looked down at my drawing, wondering who I would get. Harry Potter and Draco Malfoy? Please tell me I'm hearing things. My breath catches in my throat as I look up and see my name written next to Draco's. Wow. Okay. I don't care about TikTok news. I'm sorry. Okay. Prince Draco. Today, another day. I wake up the same time every day by my butler. I sigh as I'm dressed. I yawn as my pants were dragged on, rubbing my eyelids as I stand up, my butler taking my nightshirt off. We have your meal prepared. Would you like to eat in your room or down in the dining hall? He stepped back towards the door after he was finished dressing me, lacing up my shoes. I would like to eat in my room for today, thanks. I sigh as I start to walk over to the table in front of the corner of my room. The king has told me to not let you leave the kingdom to the farmlands. He'll be furious if you step a foot out of line. Again, young lord. He looked down at me and I waved my hand, nodding in acknowledgement. Time skip. Young master, the king would like to speak to you. I placed my golden book mark my mother gave me inside my page as I stand walking towards the towers. Towers the maid? I stand walking towers the maid. That doesn't make sense. I'm not seeing this, right? Okay. Anyways. Yes, father, I say as I stare up at his cold eyes. I have a job for you. He furrows his brow as from what I can see, he's not sure about something. Yes, and what would that job be? I say as I continue to study his face. You will have to teach a peasant how to be a civilized human. He waves his hand in a circle as he continued to talk. He has been running around for years, stealing, starting fights, and other things. He's a part of a wealthy family that owns most of the farms in the village. He sighs as his hand lowers to his lap. Maid, bring the boy in. I see a boy get pushed from the back room. He was dirty. He has dirty brown hair. His glasses looked like they've been broken multiple times. I couldn't help but notice his hair ran around wildly, making his face look like it surrounded it like a lion's mane. I chuckled as I looked back at my father. He looks at the boy with disgust. Okay, is that all, father? He nods his head as I steadily walk over to the thin boy. I get a better look at his thin complexion. He has a scar on his forehead, the shape of a lightning bolt. I smile as I held out my hand for him. Hello. I'm Draco Malfoy. He scoffs as he crosses his arms. Well, do there. Everyone knows who you are, Malfoy. And you are? He scoffs. This fucking kid is a fraud. He waves my hand so the ground guards know to make him follow me. The adventure up to my bedroom. I opened the door. I let the guards inside first. Lion Boy had a very disgusted look on his face. I smirked as he grumbled something under his breath. We're going to have you take a bath, I chuckled at the look on his face. He shakes his head vigorously as he tries to run from the guards. He grunts as he slumps in the stronghold. Maids, I need you to wash the boy. I call out from the doorway. The maids walk in, taking the boy from the guards, pushing him into the bathroom. After about an hour, with a lot of screaming, curses, and loud thumps, the maids, sopping wet, and with a very annoyed looking lion, I snickered at the child standing angrily by the bathroom door. His once messy hair was neatly brushed and cut. He had a white button-up shirt, black pants, and wrapped tightly around his toned legs. Was it that bad? I asked and stared at him up and down, and slightly blush crept up to his cheeks. As I look more at his muscular body, his green eyes flash me a disgusted look. Of course, they put me in this shitty clothes. His voice was laced with venom that made the blush that infected my cheeks redden more. I scoff and turn around so he doesn't see me blush. Young master, the guard grabs my attention. I hum in acknowledgement. The boy is probably hungry. Would you like to eat in the dining room this time? He looked at the clock on the wall. Yeah. I walked out of the bedroom. Take the boy there and have him choose the meal he wants. Prepare it for him. I'm going to go talk to my father. I started walking away without giving them a chance to give me an answer. I walked over to the south wing of the castle. I opened the window, stepping out onto the ground, sneaking my way out. Fields. Oh, honey, Draco's back! An older woman calls out to her husband that is sat in a big brown leather chair. Hi, Manny. I smile at her. Manny is the one I go to when I want to get out of the castle. The sad part is she knows that I'm a prince, and she makes me go back before they send out a whole search party for me. Grin is her husband. He's less fond of me, but we've had our moments when I go and help him with the farm. Oh, Draco, I'm so happy to see you. I've been wondering when you were going to come back to us. She hugs me and kissing the top of my head. I have to go back in a little while. I only came here to say hi. She lets go of me and guiding me to the kitchen. My dad said that I'm not allowed to step out of line. I have to go back before they find out that I'm not actually talking to my dad. Oh, sweetheart, I'm so sorry. I know how hard it is since your mother passed. She hugs me once again, tears springing to both of her eyes. Her birthday is in a couple of days, right? She sighs and she pulls out a pie. Well, I was going to make her a cake, but I don't know when I'll be able to see you again. Grin, are you sure you don't want some pie? I walked into the living room, and he sits watching the TV. No, but I hope your mother has a great birthday. He opens his arms, waiting for a hug. I walk over, wrapping my arms tightly around his chest. The rest of the little time I had, me, Manny, and Grin play a short round of the card game. I made my way back to the castle. It was starting to get dark, and I made my way through the broken part of the wall, running up to the left open window. I hopped inside, walking down the halls to my room. A voice boomed in my ears as I whipped around. "Where were you?" my father asked in the dark hallway. "I was coming back from the kitchen and decided that I'll take the long way back from the kitchen." It was kind of believable. This was another way back from the kitchen. "You would have told the maids to get you your late night snack. That's what you always do," he scoffed. "You were going out to the farms again, weren't you?" He walked over to me and grabbed me by my jacket. "What did I tell you about going to see those peasants?" He pulled me up to his face. "I didn't see them. You know that I wouldn't walk out of line just to see those lousy peasants. That mean nothing to me. They mean nothing to me." I pushed my father off of me and running back to my room, and I busted in, slamming the doors in the process. "Holy fuck, what's got your panties in a twist?" A rough voice shot through me like electricity. I turned around to see the lion boy sitting up in a makeshift bed beside mine, the soft quilted blankets wrapped around his body like a protective shield. I blushed at the sight of the taller male. "None of your damn business." I stomped over and to the bedside table above his head. "Young master, you're back." The maid walked into the room and I groaned. "Liz, I'm back, and I don't need any assistance." She ran over to me. "Oh, when you left, I thought everyone in the kingdom would feel your father's wrath," she yipped. She starts to unbutton my shirt. Stop that," I yelled. She shook her head as she took my shirt off, throwing it in the hamper. "Young master, you know full well that I'm here to assist you, whether you like it or not. It's my job." She pulled down my pants, throwing them in a hamper, too. "Blue or white?" I shrugged as I looked over the lion boy, whose eyes scar my body, looking me up and down. The maid comes back and she dresses me. I looked back over to Lion and he looked away. I saw his eyes. They turned a deep color of crimson. His eyes, After I was done being dressed, I laid in my bed and the maid slowly left the room, turning off the lights, leaving the room dark and quiet. Okay, guys. It's been 24 minutes, if I get this intro done. And the next one is Halloween, smut and swearing. Like, we haven't had that in the past. Whatever. Okay, guys, I love you guys so much. Please be happy, be healthy, and always be loving. If you aren't subscribed yet, click the subscribe button down there. And I will always be here for you guys if you ever need anything. Here's my social media. It's on the screen right now, and you can talk to me whenever you want. Okay, guys, I love you guys so much. Bye-bye.